begin standing in Tadasana, mountain pose, at the top of your mat. When I say top of your mat, I just mean away from the wall, toward the narrow edge. Have your feet hip width. Have your socks off to start, please. Arms neutrally hanging by your side. Before we do anything additional, just as though we were starting sitting or lying, allow everything to simply be as it is, without fixing or changing or adjusting. And very naturally, on its own, settle into place. Feet connecting to the floor, heart rate, blood pressure, nervous system, breath, eyes relaxing. Perfect balance, harmony, relationship with gravity. Not too rigid, not too slouchy, but at the same time, simply standing. Not trying to make a perfect posture. And notice everything not needed for practice very effortlessly fades to the background as you become more and more attentive and present here and now. Anything that remains after the settling, incorporate it into the practice. And feel what's already shifted just by being here in this way. This is a yoga pose, Tadasana, mountain pose. But forget about that for a moment. And just connect with the ground, your feet, muscles, bones, joints, breath, heartbeat, gravity. And the settling of anything that's been stirred up leading up to this moment. And as we go along, simply allow that to happen on its own. Practice being rather than doing. Allowing rather than fixing or changing or thinking. And with curiosity, see what arises. Good. Now, if you were to consider a small step back, a medium step back, a big step back, take somewhere between a medium and big step back with your left foot and keep it in line with your left hip, with your toes straight forward-ish. Toes could be shifting out to the left a bit, or even the heel shifting out to the left a little bit. Don't think about it too much. Just notice the alignment that your body naturally finds. With both knees straight, connect again with ground, gravity, everything in between, as naturally as possible. Forgetting this is a yoga pose. Arms neutral, eyes neutral. Nothing special or specific with your eyes, except not moving around, darting around, looking at things and things and things so much. Either passively gazing at a spot on the floor, or on the wall across the room, or out the window, or gently closed, but passive. Remember, with longer holds, and time spent committed in any given position, the depth of access increases. The depth of awareness and response in the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the nervous system intensifies. So as a reminder, as always, whatever's coming up, not just physical sensation, whatever's coming up, if it's mild to moderate and manageable, not causing reaction, remember the difference between response and reaction, then just be with it. If it goes beyond that threshold, and that includes emotional or mental or energetic response as well, beyond mild, moderate, manageable, then simply adjust. Don't run away, but adjust. Or come out altogether, take a walk, take a break, and then resume. Good, left foot forward, back to Tadasana. Allow, be with anything naturally arising as a response. Notice, feel, observe whatever's shifting, whatever's changing on any kosha layer. And watch as what needs to settle settles on its own. Medium to big step back with your right foot. And let this side find its own alignment. You can always incorporate perception of the edge. Not just looking for what feels good or is easy, but also not overdoing it either. So that can be accomplished here by the size of the step back and the angle of your toes more or less to the right, and your heel more or less to the right of your right foot. Once you're there, do what you can to be still, not rigid. Let the balancing apparatus in your brain happen naturally. So there's subtle movements while you're staying connected through your feet. But no additional fidgets, wiggles, distractions. And because typically we live our lives on the surface, moving from distraction to distraction to distraction, we never experience or access or allow to come up what has been otherwise pushed down, ignored, avoided, buried beneath the surface. And again, that includes physical, energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual, all of it. So commit, at least for this hour, to that exploration. There may be strong agitation, in fact. There may be emotional response. Frustration, anger, fear. All the things you otherwise try to not face and manage to not face in day-to-day life. Could be strong sensation in your hips, in your feet. And in the wake of that, as you stay with it, be with it, there's a subsequent simultaneous release and new opening and new expansion to the degree with which you stayed with it and didn't push it away. That's what we're doing here. That's true yoga. Step forward. Only if you need to take a walk, feel free to take a walk. Otherwise, come down, set up Virasana, kneeling. As always, fold the mat in half if you need for extra padding. Set up the variation with toes pointing towards each other, heels moving away. But you can decide how far apart your knees are. Either all the way together, hip width or mat width. You decide whether you're sitting on the end of the bolster or between your heels, but definitely sitting between your heels, not on them. You're still relating with the same ground and gravity, but your body is not the same. You don't have the same orientation with ground and gravity as the first couple of poses. So still, the floor, muscles, bones, breath, spine, crown of your head, and interior. Emotions, thoughts, mind field, spiritual component, whatever that means for you. Nervous system. Notice what's naturally being stirred up in a positive way coming to the surface because you're now giving it a chance to, and what's naturally settling. And notice the intelligence also of the sequence of poses. And what's coming up, what you're feeling, what you're noticing as a result of that. Or at least be willing, be open to noticing anything in that regard. For the next few moments in silence, practice being, not doing. Receiving, not acting. Allowing, not changing. And not fidgeting, not wiggling, not reaching, not trying. But being with, observing, feeling, interior and exterior, whatever comes up. And in recent sequences, I've invited you to consider, to discern the difference between what's changing and what's not changing. Another way of saying that, as you'll know from the Kaliana way, the 5 basics, is the difference between relative and ultimate awareness. I want to point even more clearly to this ultimate awareness now. Whatever's coming up will also eventually go away. Whatever's arising will eventually change. Rather than having your attention there, have your attention in the space that it arises from and goes back to. The opening, the clearing, the awareness that holds each thing, each sensation, each thought, each phenomenon. continue that as you slowly, mindfully make your way to standing. If you need to take a walk, feel free, but only if you need to. And turn to face the long edge of your mat, spreading your legs wide. We'll say again, if you have a small distance between your feet and a medium distance and a big distance, then somewhere between medium and big. Line the backs of your heels up. And sometimes that's helpful to actually use the edge of your mat. To have the backs of your heels flush with the back long edge of your mat. Otherwise, just eyeball it. Once you get it set up, toes straight ahead, knees straight, arms neutral by your side. Again, same ground, same gravity, but different body, different shape. Different orientation. Relate with it again, not as a yoga pose, not even as a thing that you're doing, but a gateway, a portal, if you will, to explore consciousness in the way I'm inviting you to. Often, when our focus is on the exterior world and on the surface and on things and distractions, we totally miss the unwavering space, the unmoving presence, awareness, the ultimate reality. Beneath the things. Notice how effortless, how natural it is. But that doesn't mean easy. To recognize what's beneath the surface of the crashing waves. Keep everything just as it is and shift your heels out a bit. Heels out a bit is different from toes in. So don't move your toes in, move your heels out. Again, keep everything the same and bend your right knee straight forward to whatever degree. Torso stays upright, so you're not leaning, but it'll shift to the right and down a bit. You're not doing anything with your active mind. You're not even focusing. Just lightly, gently turning your attention to that which already is. And sometimes this is easy to tune into when things are moving and changing rapidly. Because you can notice the steady stream that's not changing beneath. Sometimes it's easy, and what I'm inviting you to now, to tune into it by not moving so much. Notice what is moving, thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensation, sounds, environment, heartbeat, breath, swaying of your body with energy flow, or just by balancing. The wind outside, the bird on the windowsill, my voice, but not running away from any of it, turning your attention to something more stable that's already there. Straighten right knee, bend your left knee. And this might be super intense. That's okay. If it crosses the threshold of intensity and it becomes counterproductive, then just back off. Take a break, take a walk, and then resume. Mild, moderate, manageable, even if intense, it's okay. And whatever's coming up right now is therapeutically arising in order to be processed, not in order to react to. And notice it's actually effortless to be in the unwavering ultimate space. It's not contrived. You're not making it happen. You're not imagining it. It's already there. Keep left knee bent, bend right knee too. Both knees bending. Hips sink down a bit. Everything else neutral, 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 neutral. Allow, 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 even if it's an eruption of emotion. Even if you have to be vocal or express. Even if a tear comes. Even if your spine shakes. Even if muscles quiver. Even if violent thoughts arise. Let them come, let them go. Let them come, let them go. Let them come, let them go. You're not moving. Good. Straighten knees. Step together. Either take a walk, or if not, eventually back to Virasana, kneeling on your mat. No rush, take your time. You decide bolster or no bolster. You decide how wide your knees are, but this time toes straight back. Heels for sure outside of your hips, toes straight back. And sink your hips down again, either sitting on the bolster or on the floor between your heels. Everything neutral, natural, connecting with the floor. Spine, neutral, natural. Arms and hands, neutral, natural. Because if you're doing something, then you're preventing the therapeutic healing process with an agenda. With a pattern. Allow the patterns to come up. Without repeating them. And whatever successfully rises and falls without you grabbing onto it is on its way to be processed, released, and healed. Sometimes it's helpful to use an analogy or an illustration to point to the ultimate, because ultimately, the ultimate is beyond analogy and metaphor. And ultimately, you can't say anything about it because it is not an it. However, consider the vastness, the depth of the ocean. On the surface, choppy ripples and waves, lots of movement, lots of change. It would be impossible to try to catch it, to try to make it be still, to try to make it stop. The deeper down you go, what's supporting, what's holding the change, without which the change couldn't happen, is utter stillness. Already not moving. So go to the place that's already not moving, rather than trying to make what's moving stop moving. At least give it a try. Cultivate your ability to stay there. Whatever's coming up is coming up on purpose, intelligently, benevolently, right on time, right on target. You don't have to do anything. Don't try to catch your thoughts. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Don't try to change your thoughts. Don't try to catch your emotions. Don't try to stop your emotions. Don't try to change your emotions. Notice the difference between contrived movements and fidgets and natural movements and waves in the body. And yet still, there is a place of stillness, already, always here and accessible. You just have to know where and how to look. Good. Mindfully staying in this same interior zone and mode and inquiry. Don't blank out as we change positions. As we come to the surface physically, stay deep interiorly. Make your way into a standing forward fold. Feet hip width. Knees extending, but mindful that you're coming from knees very bent. Changing your orientation with the ground and gravity once again. If possible, don't stand all the way up, but already folded down. But allow your knees to extend on their own, on their own, on their own. Feeling Virasana still working and unwinding, still working and unwinding. Feet hip width. Torso passive, relaxing down. Back of your skull opening up. Space being created very naturally in your vertebrae. Hands to the floor or the bolster if necessary. Again, same ground, same gravity, different orientation. And now also the attention has changed. Whereas before I might say notice, observe, feel all that's coming up. Sensations, thoughts, emotions, etc. Now you're continuing to allow that, not stopping it, not changing it, not fixing it, but your attention is in the space that it arises from. You're at least attempting this. No thought, no word I could say, no sound, no sensation, no emotion, no nothing. No wave on the top of the surface of the ocean can change this. Can a wave crashing on the shore change or affect the stillness in the depths on the bottom? And because that's an analogy, a metaphor, an illustration, now move it into your direct experience. Everything's changing, everything's moving, coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. And there's a directly accessible space that's not an experience, but it's experienceable. It's not moving, unwavering, not reacting, effortless, natural. Good. Keep your spine heavy and passive and roll all the way up to standing, one vertebra at a time, kind of ragdoll style. If you get a little lightheaded, take a deep, full breath. If you get really dizzy, then just lay down. No problem. Don't fall. If you need to take a walk, take a walk. Bring your feet now mat width apart and line the outer edges of your feet with the edges of the mat. Be very specific about this. No part of the mat showing outside of your feet. And then this time, again, if there's a baby step, a medium step, and a big step, take a big step back with your right foot. And keep it lined up with the outer edge of the mat. Having found this, bend your left knee straight forward. Depending on your structure, your anatomy, your proportion, and how deeply you're bending your knee, don't take your knee beyond your ankle. Either right over your ankle or just before it. Torso stays neutral. Arms and hands neutral. Eyes neutral. Gaze neutral or closed. Good. Straighten your left knee. Bend your right knee. Again, spine, torso, everything neutral, just bending your right knee. The sensation will most likely increase and intensify on the back of your right ankle, your Achilles. Don't take it too far. Don't lift your heel. As always, base it on sensation only, not a preconceived idea. Good. Keep left knee bending, keep right knee bending, bend your left knee as well. Both knees bending. Forget this is a yoga pose. Probably never done it before, because I made it up. Or it made itself up in my practice. So it doesn't have a preconceived groove in your mind anyway. Approach it fresh. Don't attach to anything arising. Good. Straighten both knees. Step forward. Reset for a moment. And eventually, big step back left foot. Outer edge of your foot, line with the edge of the mat. Have a moment or two here, and then eventually bend your right knee. As another analogy, pointing to the ultimate reality, consider how we've tuned in again and again to the same ground, same gravity, but the experience of same ground, same gravity is different depending on what's arising and how you're placing your body. Ground and gravity have not changed, you have changed. Similarly, ultimate unwavering presence and awareness, bottom of the ocean floor, has not changed. Space between what's arising and falling. The opening, the clearing that it comes from and goes back to every sensation, every word, every sound, every thought, every emotion, every movement. Straighten your right knee, bend your left. Same ground, same gravity, different body. Same unchanging, unwavering stillness, awareness, different thoughts, different feelings, different manifestation. Keep left knee bending, bend your right knee. Good, straighten both, step forward, whether you've taken a walk or not this whole time, take a walk now. And then eventually, for Shavasana, either lie flat on your back, more traditional Shavasana, or bring the bolster under your knees. Not bolster on your head. Head on the floor for sure, but if you want to use the bolster, have it under your knees. Arms and hands by your side. Same ground, same gravity, different orientation. Follow the breath, a few slow, smooth, deep rounds. In through your nose, filling up your whole torso. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Close your eyes. Return to normal breathing. Let everything go that I've been saying, that you've been trying, that you've been reaching into. Let interior and exterior merge into one taste of an experience. Let everything settle, everything be as it is, and simply rest.